Yo. Since we got Jinhsi and we know the kit of Shangli, a lot of people were talking about the power creep in Wuthering Waves and how Jinhsi is so powerful. So today we want to know if this actually exists. Is the game having some power creep? And the main two characters that we're going to talk about are Jiyan and Jinhsi. And I know a lot of people don't like to see a lot of graphs and numbers, so I want to make this video as fast and as short as possible just to give you how it works. So to start off, let me say this. Jinhsi is more powerful than Jiyan. This is undebatable. The character does more damage in less time, and you can say that she can do 5% more damage half the time, so we can say that she does 10% more damage, which is a good number. So she's not really a big power creep for Jiyan. She doesn't blow him out of the game because Jiyan also has something else that Jinhsi doesn't have, which is the power of brain dead gameplay and the onga bonga counters. Jinhsi requires you to play on a faster rotations to get some stacks and things like that. All you have to do with Jiyan when you press the ult is just click left click once and you're going to have so much free counters. So this is 1 point for Jiyan. Another thing is how good is he in grouping. So Jinhsi is good at grouping, by the way. This character is very good at grouping, but still not better than Jiyan. So now if we look at it, Jinhsi does more damage in less time. So if you want to do damage as Jiyan, Jiyan is going to be a little slow at the start, but then he's gonna pick up and make the same amount of damage as Jinhsi, but he will need more seconds to do all of that, while Jinhsi will be already ending all of her rotation. But he's better at grouping and way easier to play. But now if we compare both teams, the Jinhsi team is crazy good. It's way more powerful, and that's because of Yinlin. Yinlin is a very powerful character, and if we put two characters that are limited, probably the best support for now, or the best sub DPS with Jinhsi now, you know, compared to Mortefi, there's no comparison. And keep in mind, these calculations are in the current Tower of Adversity, and the problem with this is that this Tower of Adversity is good for Jinhsi. So with all of that said, this explains why I told people who already got Jiyan and don't have a lot of posts to go for Shangli instead of Jinhsi, and people who got Yinlin to go for Jinhsi easily. But if we look at it now, this is only 1.0. So I would say that Kuro passed the test of power creep. This is good. This balance doesn't look bad. Also, Shangli looks like the same thing. I cannot confirm Shangli is not a huge power creep, but as far as I see, she's not even way powerful than Jinhsi. She can even have a little less damage output. So 1.1 looks like a success in terms of balance. But if we keep going with 10%, 10%, 10% in every single update, in 1 year from now, we will have new characters that are way more powerful. But this will only be a problem if the content gets harder the more we progress, because then they will have to add supports that do buff the older characters, or new sets that buff the older characters, or we will have the same Honkai Star Rail experience, which new characters are way better. If you get them, the game is way easier. But if the content in Wuthering Waves will have the same difficulty, I don't think this will cause a lot of problems to players, especially holograms and other modes. The only problem will be the Tower of Adversity modes, and we might get more modes in the future that require stats more than skills. So yeah, Skuro games have to be careful about this in the future, and I hope they are. But other than that, 1.1, there's no power creep in the game. Everything is good for now. If you have Jiyan, you didn't lose the game. Jiyan is still very good. Anyway, if you don't subscribe now, you're gonna lose your 50-50. Bye bye.